Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want you guys to say, "Oh, King never told us, King never said anything," because I'm saying it every week. We are currently, right now, watching the fall of the great elephant, the once giant of political parties, the liberating party of the people, the African National Congress, is falling, ladies and gentlemen. It is unignorable anymore what is happening to the ANC. The ANC might try to ignore this, they might try to brush it off, they might try to fool those they can fool. But us who are watching from a distance and watching politics in Africa at large, watching the trends and watching how it ends up being at the end, I can tell you right now, the once liberating parties in Africa are falling, and a new trend is emerging of new political parties that are taking over. They can ignore that and all of that, but I'm telling you, it's coming to pass. Let's just quickly listen to what Fikile Mbalula says about all of this that is transpiring with the ANC. It looks like they will lose 2 court cases against Umkhonto Wesizwe in 1 week. Can they recover from that in 1 week, ladies and gentlemen? Listen to what Fikile said.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Black Heart, the hustle continua. 100% good quality t-shirts, made to inspire your goals and dreams. T-shirts are now available at an affordable price. Place your order now. 068-473-6908. Instagram at Black7576. Facebook page Black Heart.
We will appeal this one if we lose. This one of the trademark, we will appeal it definitely. We've got a strong case. We must be convinced by the law as to why we shouldn't, because the Umkhonto Wesizwe is a registered trademark of the ANC. Whether they argue it was done by legacy trust and all of that, it was ceded to the African National Congress. That's where in the books. And then we've got to argue in terms of the law why they don't have to deregister. Let them change the name of the political party and call themselves something. We don't have a problem with that. But this one will appeal. Bloemfontein we won't, because we were up against the IEC there in terms of deregistration, and they argue all sorts of things that are prescribed in terms of the law and what governs the politics of running elections in the country. And we've got no interest, maliciously so, to delay the process of the elections in the country as the ruling party. We want to go to an election. We're in the election campaign. We will definitely not interfere with that process. As much as we don't agree entirely with the judgment, we've got reservations about it. We have taken the option of moving on. But the trademark issue, it will remain with us for generations to come. And that is what we will basically take up. Should we actually lose the case, we will definitely challenge it in a court of law. Of course, you've got to weigh up politically in terms of the election environment and the fact that politically, whether it's in our favor to continue, given the fact that we're in an election and we are giving lifeline to something that has got to prove itself through an election that indeed it has got the capacity to be called a legitimate political party through the vote of the people. And what we're trying to preempt here is the question of daylight robbery and hijacking of ANC assets. And we're doing it in the objective reality that we are in the electoral zone, and there are many things that may count against us. But we believe we've got a strong case here in Durban, and let the judge do their job. Let the judge do his job. He has probed our issues as he has done, professionally so, and we'll await the outcome. And on the basis of that, we'll weigh up our options politically. But we are biased towards appealing if we lose. And that is what is important, because we are defending the legacy. That's what is important. This is the legacy of the African National Congress. If it is now expropriated by individuals like Jacob Zuma in a political party, and then what will be our claim over Umkhonto over the years when it goes with an individual? We will have just let go of the rich legacy of the liberation movement. This is not about an election. We understand perfectly that doing this is opportunistic on their part because they want to benefit indirectly. And then secondly, it is a legacy issue of the ANC. And we've got no qualms about going to the ground and contesting the election. And we're confident that through our hard work and connection with the masses, we will emerge victorious. And that is what we are about, day in and day out, week in and week out.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, King 053, Mr. Easy Imali Enengi, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, I'm trying to cover the attitude of the ANC towards Umkhonto weSizwe. But not only that, I'm covering also the attitude of Fikile Mbalula towards what is happening all around here in terms of the two court cases. They have lost the case of trying to deregister Umkhonto weSizwe. We knew that was not going to happen. That was just them trying, the ANC trying to frustrate Umkhonto weSizwe. It never worked. But now we thought that they had a stronger case in terms of the trademark and the copyright and all of that. It looks like that case is also weak in terms of them going to win that case. So it is very alarming to some of us who are watching, and we are thinking, what does the ANC trying to achieve here? Did they get it wrong somewhere? Could the ANC got its house in order? I mean, every president that has left the ANC was not supportive of the following president, from Thabo Mbeki to Jacob Zuma, Kgalema Mtlante, Cyril Ramaphosa. All these presidents, they don't meet eye to eye. They don't meet eye to eye in the ANC. The ANC, the succession plan never works. And I always say with the political parties, who is the next guy? Who are you grooming? Who is your 2IC? Who is your protege? Who is going to come after you? Political parties cannot answer them. Who's the next Julius Malema? Who's the next Floyd Shibam? Who's the next Mwisane Ndlozi? Does not have to be someone who copies them character-wise, but who are you building next to take over? The ANC's greatest leaders are long past and gone. There is no more great leaders in the ANC. What is left right now is Fikile Mbalula running his mouth, and looks like because he's going to be maybe the next president of the ANC, looks like they are afraid to challenge him and call him to order. We saw with Nhlanhlanele, what happened to say, no man, there's something wrong with this Fikile Mbalula. The way he speaks, he does not speak like a person who minds what is going on. One thing that I was happy with when it comes to these court cases and everything is how I saw images of uh, Jacob Zuma's daughter and the ANC KZN chairperson Uduma and Abufikile Mbalula greeting and laughing, shaking hands and all of that. I enjoy watching such images as a Pan African. It's very important for me as a Pan Africanist to see this, because I always say to you as Pan Africanists that when we fight one another, we fight one another in the hopes of correcting each other or persuading each other for a different view. We don't fight each other to kill each other. And this is politics. Politics must never be taken personal. You must never take politics personal. Just because me and you have got a different ideology when it comes to politics, it does not mean as Africans we then have to automatically become enemies. And that's one thing I want us to learn and observe when it comes to this situation of MK versus the ANC. Fikile Mbalula has to be careful in terms of what he says because eventually it will catch up with you. Some of African brothers and sisters don't forgive and they don't forget. So even when the ANC loses or the ANC wins or whatever the case can be, you don't know what is going to happen 5 years from now. The same person that you are fighting with all the passion that you have now is the person that you're going to need to save your life. So I'm just saying that. So let's listen a little bit more to what Fikile Mbalula said about the whole thing. Like I just played for you guys. He says he's going to challenge this whole thing. He's going to challenge. If he loses this thing, he's going to challenge. If you lose, my brother. You can challenge it. It's fine. But if you lose, you lose. Let's hear what he said about him losing, the ANC losing to the IEC and not necessarily to the MK party.
There is no policy there. It's a one-man show which want to bring down the ANC. Now, you cannot say, comrades, you know that thing is a diversion, a big diversion. You cannot say you are a member of the ANC, but you are going to open a political party to save the ANC. And then you say you are doing that. And then other people, including in the ANC, believe that that joke must be left as it is. We will defeat everybody on the ground, working with our people. There's no court that will defeat the ANC. We'll defeat them on the ground. But there is a principal issue you must understand, the legacy of the ANC. And that legacy, me and you have got the right to defend it. There's nobody who's going to take Mkhonto Wesizwe. Tomorrow they will take the Women's League and the Youth League and then register it as a political party. And Mbalula, there he goes with a new political party called ANC Youth League. And the ANC doesn't challenge it. So tomorrow we are in court with Zuma on the trademark and the copyright. It's not over. Yes, on technicalities in terms of the IEC won the case against us, not Zuma. Because the IEC argued the question of delays and time frame. That despite our appeal to them, that it is within the law that they registered the MK party. It's not Dalimpov who won. It is the IEC which won against us. But we open the second leg, which is the trademark. Umkhonto Wesizwe is a registered trademark and the logo of the ANC. We've got it. It was registered and ceded to the ANC. When we challenged COPE, when it was formed, we were defeated in court because the court said to us, COPE does not belong to the ANC, the Congress of the People, 1955. Produced to the court how do you come to a conclusion that this is your trademark? We could not. And then we went and registered everything. So we've registered MK. If they win by fluke, it will be by fluke if they win the trademark case. But they can try. But comrades, we will not stop defending what is right because that's what is important. So we'll be in Durban tomorrow. And I know Zuma will arrive on time tomorrow there. Because that is his job, to destroy. You see, and then to destroy.
The ANC must focus its energy on the ground. The ANC still has some numbers. The ANC still has a bigger pocket, a budget for campaigning than all the other parties. It looks like they are good in terms of getting people from one point to another, not good in taking them back to their first point, but they are good in logistics in terms of moving people in massive numbers. The ANC should rather focus that on that. Leave this Mkhonto Wesizwe situation out. There's nothing you can do to convert or convince the people who have left the ANC from Mkhonto Wesizwe to come back. There's nothing you can do. Focus on the number that you have, consolidate on those numbers, and make sure that you get your 50%. The likeliness of that happening is very low, but I think the ANC is focusing their energy wrongly on things that is not going to benefit them. They have lost now the deregistering case against Umkhonto Wesizwe. Let it go. It's rightfully so they did with this case, but they're saying they're going to fight the MK issue, but the trademark issue. There's no one in South Africa that confuses MK to ANC. Nobody. Their logos are not the same and nothing is the same. And I was shocked to see that the ANC is not actually speaking about the logos. They are not concerned about the logos. Their concern is that the name Umkhonto Wesizwe belongs to the ANC. They did not compare. I heard the young man speak there on TV. Their lawyer say, no, there's no place where we brought the two logos and compare the two logos. We are not here for logos. We are here for our asset. The name Mkhonto Wesizwe is being used by other people, and that is wrongfully so. We have a copyright according to that. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this whole thing is going to unfold. But I just wanted to say, Umkhonto Wesizwe is doing a great job frustrating the ANC. These people are not sleeping because of Jacob Zuma. They are not, and they don't know how to apologize to Jacob Zuma. They don't know. They have already said so many things that Jacob Zuma is not. He's not a forgiving type. It does not look like Jacob Zuma is the forgiving type. He does not forgive you unless you ask for forgiveness. So for him, if MK wins this case of trademark, I am telling you right now, South Africa, be prepared for a coalition government. ANC is not going to be able to recover from this. They are simply not going to, because in their campaigning, the ANC as a ruling party bases their campaigning on talking about smaller parties, bases their campaigning on speaking about an improving government, as if they are not in government. The Youth League is continuously attacking the older people in their political party in parliament, saying parliament is not a retirement house. And there is nothing solid that the ANC is saying. They can't say anything about land. They have failed. They can't say anything about nationalization of mines and agriculture sector. They failed. They can't say anything about the bank, the reserve banks, and the financial sector. They have failed. It's been 30 years. They have failed. So it is going to be a big blow for them to lose two cases in a row in 1 week against Mkhonto Wesizwe. The momentum from Mkhonto Wesizwe is gonna go up, and you're gonna see even the private sector like First National Bank retrieving whatever they did to Jacob Zuma's account from freezing them and just releasing his money and apologizing also to Jacob Zuma if if they lose this case as the ANC. I really thought ANC has got a case here, but according to the arguments there, and Utale Mpofu is just too good, man. Utale Mpofu is just too good for me. I don't know. The ANC has got weak representative. They brought in a young man, I believe, born in 1997 or something like that, which is very good. I recommend them for that, and I wish the young man the best in his future when it comes to his career. But right now, he's just against too much experience for him to win this case. So I don't know. You guys tell me on the comment section, what do you think about everything that is happening now in terms of Fikile Mbalula's attitude to what the reality is. It's like he's living in his own world. He does not acknowledge the damage that Mkhonto Wesizwe is doing to the ANC. The ANC is forever arrogant, thinking that they will win the elections. But I'm telling you guys, once they lose this second case, mm-mm, I don't see how the ANC can recover from that. Anyway, until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan Africanism. I salute you.